job. If we couldn't get fired, I don't know, I'd probably do like a 20-minute episode.
Right.
Maybe I wouldn't do any show prep. Maybe I'd take a couple weeks off. I don't know. I need some mental health days. Because
I would do a show that would be indistinguishable from the Opie show. That's what I would put no work into it whatsoever. I'll come on whenever I damn well please. I won't plan one goddamn thing, and I'll just shut my brain off for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, whatever, before you ruin the greatest show on radio. Yap. I watched one the other day, and he goes, go ahead, yap. But then he keeps going. It's 40 seconds of yap. And you're like, if you're doing that guy, I know the guy, but it's usually like, go ahead, yap. I don't want to, it's like 3 yaps.
Right.
It's not end it. A minute of yaps.
No, he thinks it's hilarious. If he thinks something's hilarious, he'll do it for forever. He'll just keep doing it. I read something this morning about, he's so fucking angry and jealous and just bitter about the whole thing. So he's got his shit on it, which, whatever. I'm fine. I'm having a good time. I did Sid's show this morning on the phone. I signed my contract yesterday. It's going to be fun. It's 2 hours on a Sunday night. I'm going to have a great time doing it. And Opie cannot fucking cope with it.
Well, it's a cultural shift, and the only trick that Opie had in his bag of tricks was Anthony's a pariah, and the world hates him. So I didn't do anything wrong, and if the world doesn't hate you, well, now he's fucked.
Yeah.
If you're normal, then what? Then people start going, well, why don't you do anything?
Right. If there's a reason that he can concoct that I'm not on broadcast radio, he can carry that with him as why he's not on broadcast radio.
Exactly. I've got that Anthony stank.
But
if there's no Anthony stank, well, then you're out of excuses.
And if Anthony gets a job in broadcast radio, we have to start looking at why Opie doesn't and hasn't had a job. His firing wasn't near as controversial as mine. So what the fuck? Why hasn't he gotten the offer? I wasn't even looking for a radio gig. I was not even looking for a radio gig. I had a girl that used to do Chrissy's show all the time, and she worked with some of the people that are at ABC now. And she texted me and said, hey, you mind if I give your number to my old boss? He's interested. And it said something like, he's interested in you, like what you charge for an appearance fee or something. I'm like, what? I'll talk to him. I didn't even know it was the president of ABC, WABC.
What's he like?
I call him. What's up?
What's he like?
He's fucking awesome.
Like a self-made millionaire is doing it for fun kind of thing?
Oh, the owner. He's the president is Chad. The owner is John. And he's like the billionaire. He owns Gristedes and D'Agostino's supermarkets in the city and a bunch of other things. And they just like radio. They like the whole thing. And then they're also incorporating the digital end of it in too, where, they have a workable app so anybody around the country can listen to any show.
Well, that's a good point. Let's pull that up.
Oh, yes, indeed.
But I just pushed the beer button. I've got a console here where I can push buttons and silently motion to Sean. And they used to be, for Ryan, it was like, shut up.
Oh, right, the shut up button.
Yeah, I have it. But we made fun of Crowder for having one.
Crowder had it, and then you were like, yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Anyway, how do you get one of those? But I don't need it for Sean. In fact, I should probably get a say something, asshole.
Yeah.
But so I've changed the listings, and one of them is beer links. So I did push the beer button, but I'm not asking for a beer right yet. Let's show people, if you're not in New York or you're busy in New York and you can't make it to 8 to 10 to this Sunday, so you go to the App Store and you get the ABC. That's the website though, right?
Yeah, there's also a website that broadcasts, but you want the app is available on the App Store, 77 WABC. And there it is.
So you go to the App Store.
You listen to me live on Sunday nights, right after Joe Piscopo does his Frank Sinatra show.
Which is
Yeah.
awesome, by the way. It's a
I
great
love
show.
it. Please.
And it's really, really good.
Frank Sinatra's a great Italian. And in this house, he's a hero. End of story.
And then we also have our comedy show coming up.
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you go download that app if you want to listen to Cumia. He's right. Opie is just so angry, bitter, and jealous. Every video Opie has dropped this week has basically been about Cumia and his radio job. It's like Opie's not exposing anything. We know it's not like the greatest radio job ever, but they do make a point. Opie, where's your radio job? You got fired for something way less controversial, and you can't get a gig. I used to be able to believe that Opie would just turn down a gig, but after watching Opie's god awful, terrible podcasts, I just believe now that no, he couldn't get a gig if he wanted to. Not even for like 40 grand a year. He doesn't generate that much income. He stinks. He's not good. And he goes, like Gavin's right, he goes on for 40 seconds when he thinks something's funny and it's not, and it's just terrible. It's god awful. It's the reason why the Mad Cube and Carl Ruiz stopped hanging around Opie right before he died. The Mad Cuban hated Opie, and he would hate the fact that Opie tries to sell Mad Cuban merch and do clips with him still. Because remember, the Mad Cuban just hooked up with Miss Chipperson, left his family, and then stopped messing with Opie because Opie got that job at Westwood One, but didn't take that serious. And now, even watching Opie's live streams from Get Parts, oh my God. This douche sitting there with a handheld microphone, like his phone audio isn't good enough. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing? You're an embarrassment. And how do you get the most least interesting people at a bar? Like if I went and live streamed at a bar, it'd probably be very interesting if I had some drunk dudes. He goes to the most least interesting bar and finds people who aren't drunk and live streams with them. Because Opie's terrible. And he does this weird thing where he edits and uploads all his own clips, then refers to himself in the third person. And like Elon Musk said, George likes spicy chicken. Opie stinks. But yeah, so make sure you download that app, 77 WABC. Listen to Cumia's first show at least. Like I said, though, I think it's pretty much going to just be politics talk and local New York stuff. He's not going to bring up Opie or Kevin Brennan or anything. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments.